Corpus Christi has approved a deal to purchase groundwater rights. Suzanne Stevens joins us live from City Hall on what this means for the future of our water. Have water worries of their own after learning about arsenic in their water. Tonight, we're getting answers from officials. And changes are coming to one of Corpus Christi's busiest streets. Neighborhood News reporter Jada Jenkins shares how neighbors feel about the city's plan to reshape Alameda. Your news at 5 starts right now. Thank you for joining us. I'm Clara Benitez Cortez. We begin tonight with a promising decision from the city of Corpus Christi to secure more water from the coastal bend. Our senior neighborhood news reporter Suzanne Stevens joins us live from City Hall. Suzanne, what did city leaders approve?
Hey, Clara. So the City Council approved a surface rights agreement today, giving them access to water that's underneath land owned by the Ed Rochelle Foundation. It could bring them 50 million gallons a day, 15 million gallons of extra water a day, and cost the city $28 million, which will be rolled into next year's capital budget. The project field, which is already under construction. For now, the city plans to drill 6 wells, though officials acknowledge both the number of wells and the amount of water produced could increase, depending on what the city's hydrologist determines the aquifer can support. This represents a clear shift for the city. Just months ago, City Manager Peter Zanoni said Corpus Christi would not drill additional groundwater wells. But the mayor now says the situation has changed, the city facing a level 1 water emergency as early as November.
Today, we are exactly where we were afraid we might be many, many months ago. So he had to take that position to say we have to move forward and find more water.
Leaders say the need for more water is real, but so are the concerns raised by some council members and residents that overpumping could cause long-term damage to the aquifer and nearby private wells. The city stresses it plans to drill hundreds of feet deeper than most private wells in the area, which are significantly shallower. Now, Mayor Guajardo emphasized that desal is still the end goal, but these wells will prove as a resource until then. At City Hall, Suzanne Stevens, KRIS 6 News.
Suzanne, thank you so much. Council also approved a deal today that could help ease the city's water shortage. The 5-year agreement with Flint Hills Resource will provide up to 2 million gallons per day of treated wastewater for the company's West Refinery. By giving Flint Hills an alternative to drinking water, the city frees up portable water for residents during the drought. Now, Flint Hills will pay all costs to install and operate processing equipment at the Allison treatment plant. The deal creates new revenue for the city and can be renewed for another 5 years. Well, last week we told you about arsenic levels in Robstown water that were exceeding federal limits. Now it sparked a lot of its worry in the community after neighbors got this letter after the Texas Commission on Environmental Quality informing the Nueces County Water Control and Improvement District 3 about the issue. Today, our Stephanie Molina spoke with the people it impacts the most, the neighbors there.
It's a little concerning because I don't know what that word means, but that doesn't mean good.
Now that you mentioned, watching the diesels or whatever, yeah, not safe.
The district says this is not an emergency and are looking for solutions. If you have any questions, you're encouraged to reach out to them directly. Alrighty, so it looked like it was going to rain today, but it was warm and we saw no rain come out of the sky. So let's bring in Chief Meteorologist Stephanie Lauber to explain to us, are we going to see some potential rain?
Well, I can give you the one silver lining. At least there's a little bit that looks to be happening in the watershed, just not really anything here. Let's take a look outside right now from our First Community Bank camera. This is the one that sits atop the USS Lexington. And yeah, it's been pretty cloudy. Looks like it wants to rain. I told you that the sky was in to stick its tongue out at us today, metaphorically, and tease us, because really we haven't seen rain. There is green on the radar, but if this is any rain hitting the ground, it's just the tiniest little sprinkles because it's really just moisture that the radar is capturing here. Now, out west of the 35 corridor and maybe even near Tilden, some of that could be a little sprinkle action near the ground, but most of the rain that we are looking for is happening well west of I-35. This is still within the watershed, so that's not in vain, but we would love to see some rain. I know my grass is looking kind of yellow and sad, so that would definitely be a benefit. But all we're left with is the gloomy view outside and a pretty muggy ride home. Here's how conditions are doing in your neighborhood. We are in the 70s with Alice holding on to the last of the 80s, 80 degrees on the nose. How will this transition through tonight and into tomorrow? I'll tell you what you need to know ahead.
All right, Stephanie, thank you. Well, water is an issue that touches every neighborhood. That's why we'll continue to keep you updated right here and online on KrisTV.com. Well, the Department of Homeland Security could shut down Friday over immigration enforcement disputes. Democrats are threatening to pause funding unless limits are placed on immigration enforcement. DHS oversees FEMA, TSA, the Coast Guard, and border operations. The White House counter proposal was rejected by Democrats. Democratic demands include limits on masks, new warrant procedures, and protections for schools. A shutdown could be avoided if Trump and Schumer reach a deal. Lawmakers continue to spar over how the Trump administration is carrying out its immigration agenda. Today, top officials from immigration agencies were on Capitol Hill. Scripps News Group Stephanie Liebergen reports on the questions they face from lawmakers.
Democrats and Republicans pressed immigration officials on Capitol Hill Tuesday.
How many ICE agents have been fired for their conduct under your leadership?
What policies does ICE have to prevent the seizure of people with legal status?
Sanctuary policies is not just a passive relinquishing effort. It's an active obstruction. Isn't that true, Mr. Lyons?
The leaders of Immigration and Customs Enforcement, Customs and Border Protection, and U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services testified amid ongoing concerns about how the Trump administration is handling its immigration crackdown.
I signed up for this job to protect America, and I'm very proud of the service that I provide.
The hearing follows the killing of 2 American citizens in Minneapolis by federal immigration officials this year. The agency leaders would not comment on either death, citing ongoing investigations. But the head of CBP said there are several open investigations into agents' conduct. He also pointed to the challenges his agents face in the field.
So we got to figure out how to protect our officers and agents more holistically. On social media, how do we keep them from being doxxed?
The acting director of ICE defended agents wearing masks and refused Democrats' demands to stop. He also highlighted the agency's 379,000 arrests and the deportation of over 475,000 people.
The president tasked us with mass deportation, and we are fulfilling that mandate.
But a growing number of Americans disapprove of the job ICE is doing, with 65% saying their actions have gone too far, according to a recent poll. Meanwhile, 6 in 10 voters disapprove of the way President Trump is handling immigration issues. Stephanie Liebergen, Scripps News Group, Washington.
Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick is facing bipartisan calls to resign over his ties to convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. Lutnick appeared before senators today, pushing back against suggestions he and Epstein were friends. But recently released Justice Department documents show that the two had multiple interactions even after Epstein's 2008 conviction for soliciting prostitution for a minor. Documents reveal Lutnick had lunch with his family on Epstein's private island in 2012.
We had lunch on the island. That is true, for an hour, and we left with all of my children, with my nannies and my wife, all together. We were on family vacation.
Democrats and at least one Republican are now calling on Lutnick to step down. Meanwhile, Epstein survivors gathered on Capitol Hill today to announce legislation called Virginia's Law that would eliminate the statute of limitations for sex traffickers. The FBI released new surveillance photos and videos of a potential subject in the investigation into the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie, the mother of Today co-anchor Savannah Guthrie. Now, these images are the first major clue in the case. Investigators want the public to take a close look at the masked person seen on camera. The images were recovered using the backbone system to the doorbell camera. The armed masked person is wearing gloves, a backpack as they walk up to the front door and tampers with the camera. Investigators have not been able to locate that camera. A decades-long cold case in Aransas Pass may have some new developments, and it's a story I've been following very closely. Back in 1989, police say 13-year-old Elisa was walking near her home on Goodnight Avenue when she disappeared. Decades later, the case has remained unsolved, but this week, a geoforensics team was on the scene at the Robersons' childhood home, searching the property. Elisa's sister, Ruby Hall Roberson, spoke with Neighborhood News reporter Adam Beam and explained what their work means for the case.
state-of-the-art equipment that can detect if there's any anomalies in the ground without having to dig. This is the hope. This is the hope that we'll be able to find Elisa, that we'll be able to find some answers and get closer to the closure that our family needs.
Ruby says if nothing is found on the property, her family will be able to obtain her sister's case files from the Aransas Pass Police Department. Once they get them, they plan to hand them over to a family investigator with the hopes of finally getting answers. A ceremony to honor veterans is now under fire from the veterans themselves. We'll tell you why last week's helicopter dedication is now facing criticism from some.
This is Veterans in Focus, sponsored by the Howell Law Firm. Battling for justice, winning for the community.
A ceremony meant to honor veterans and military history is now drawing concerns from veterans themselves. Sunrise anchor Michelle Hoffman was looped into an email that was sent to the mayor and city council criticizing last week's helicopter dedication ceremony at Sherrill Veterans Memorial Park. Now, the email came from Martin Longoria, a veteran and chairman of the Corpus Christi Mayor's Committee for Veteran Affairs. He says he is speaking on behalf of 20 local veteran organizations, some of which felt more veterans should have been included.
It was more politicized. Veterans felt kind of like, well, this isn't right. It should have been more veteran-centric, more veteran-involved than politicized.
Michelle reached out to the city about this issue, and they gave her this statement saying, in part, the city of Corpus Christi sincerely apologizes if any offense was caused during the recent dedication of the helicopter at Sherrill Veterans Memorial Park. Well, the Coastal Bend State Veterans Cemetery is asking you to help give a veteran a fitting farewell. Sergeant Dennis Michael Anderson served in the U.S. Army from November 1969 to April 1993. He received the National Defense Service Medal with a Bronze Star and the Southwest Asia Service Medal with 3 Bronze Stars, just to name a few. Anderson is not expected to have any family attend his burial. That's why you're encouraged to attend his services on Friday, February 13th. It begins at 10 a.m. If no next of kin attends, a representative from the Veterans Land Office will accept the U.S. flag on his behalf.
Changes are coming to one of Corpus Christi's busiest streets. I'm Jada Jenkins in the Bay Area, sharing how neighbors feel about the city's plan to reshape Alameda Street.
And it's been a long time coming. The opening of Bob Hall Pier will tell you when it's officially open and the perk neighbors get to enjoy for free.
All right, we're looking at the view of today's almanac, which might surprise you. We actually kept it in the lines today, it seems. Yes, still warm, but under 80 for that afternoon high temperature. There's still plenty of afternoon ahead, but it seems like we've kept it somewhat close to where we would normally expect the afternoon to be. 71 degrees is our average high temperature, and you know, we're still on this warm streak. It's just the clouds that kind of help to bring that down a little bit. I don't think there are any complaints though. The warmth has been welcome in comparison to the taste of winter we had recently. I think this is a popular weather pattern, but the clouds today just really making us think we're going to see some rain. Not much to come from it. However, maybe a few stray showers within the next 24 hours would be appreciated. We'll talk about it. I still think that as these temperatures come down tonight, it's going to be a slow, gradual cool off into the evening hours because of those clouds acting like a blanket to kind of keep that warmth with us for the next several hours. So heading into the overnight, kind of a similar situation where those temperatures will very gently fall through from the upper 60s, I should say, down to the lower 60s. And these light winds are going to be a very crucial key on the timing of the fog, because we do expect that to come back to the forecast as we head on to this evening. But in case you were wondering how long this warming trend is expected to last, we continue to check in on this temperature outlook over the next couple of periods, whether it's 6 to 10 days. That's a pretty good likelihood that a good chunk of Texas is going to see warmer than normal conditions. 8 to 14 days. Yep, we are definitely in a very probable shade of red there for the warmer than normal temperatures, and even into the next month. Looks like we are part of the club where summer just comes a little bit early. But as I mentioned, fog will be a part of the picture for tomorrow's commute too. Wasn't quite as challenging this morning, but I think tomorrow it's going to be another narrow window where some of those visibilities will be dropping. So heading through the overnight's not really a problem until the dawn time frame. So if you're getting ready to head up and out the door, say around 7 a.m. and you live in a coastal neighborhood that's kind of escaped some of that fog, well, tomorrow morning might be the day where we definitely do what everyone else has been doing and give yourself some extra time to head up and out the door. 361 unlikely going to be one of those foggy commutes tomorrow. And again, it should be a narrow period of time, say from about 5 to 8 a.m. where we'll start to see those visibilities dropping a bit before they rebound as winds pick back up. But while we would have loved to have some rain, if anything, maybe a few little speckly showers tomorrow. This is one of the more recent updates from our model guidance. Some of the weather models suggesting that with enough of this cloudiness, maybe a little sprinkle in the mix, meaning measurable rainfall probably isn't that very likely, but if you do have to use the windshield wipers, it's possible. However, will it stop the warm up? Not likely. Temperatures are going to be rebounding because the sunshine comes back tomorrow. And then once again, heading into Thursday, it'll be another foggy situation for us. So while we may get to avoid the 80s for today and maybe even into tomorrow, we're not going to be far from them. We will definitely feel that mugginess out there and deal with some of the fog. I'll give you a closer look at your 7-day forecast coming up in just a few minutes.
Corpus Christi City Council is looking to rebuild here at Alameda Street. I'm your neighborhood news reporter, Jada Jenkins, in the Bay Area. And I spoke with nearby businesses who say they're torn between needing new streets and avoiding heavy traffic. This stretch of Alameda is filled with shopping plazas, restaurants, and even an elementary school, making it one of the busiest roadways in Corpus Christi. On Tuesday, city leaders approved a nearly $16 million contract to completely rebuild the road from Airline to Everhart. It's expected to last about 2 years. But 2 years of construction on a road this busy has many business owners feeling the heat. I spoke with several who didn't want to go on camera until I walked into Stitch It Embroidery and Screen Printing.
Being from here, I know I'm guilty of it. I mean, I've avoided Everhart like the plague.
Allison Ussery owns 2 storefronts along this corridor. She says she learned of the plan from our Chris 6 News article.
When I read it last night, I was pretty discouraged, thinking to myself, I wonder if I could go to the council meeting. Would it even matter?
And she knows firsthand how construction can hurt a business.
People thought I was closed because they couldn't see my front doors.
With competition from online retailers already cutting into sales,
it's easier to push a button than it is to park your car and walk into a store.
She says she may have to get creative just to keep customers coming.
Maybe we can offer like a delivery service or a pickup service.
Down the street, Stephen Fuentes at Most Wanted Comics is also found along Alameda and says while construction may be frustrating,
I think it's good. Once the roads are nice and new roads,
he believes the long-term payoff could be worth it.
Be a little pain in the butt, but after it's done, it'll be all right.
But still, these businesses tell me they'll be watching closely.
Business owners tell me they're not convinced the project will finish in 2 years, but hopes the city supports them during the disruption. In Corpus Christi, I'm your neighborhood news reporter, Jada Jenkins, Chris 6 News.
Jada, thank you. Well, the City Council also moved forward today with the Yorktown project. It focuses on renovations from Rodfield Road to Oso Creek Bridge. The specific vote was to spend $900,000 to connect the Yorktown project, which has a budget of more than $26 million, to the Mud Bridge. Beach lovers and anglers have something to celebrate. Bob Hall Pier on Padre Island will officially reopen February 24th. The iconic fishing pier will be free to the public for the first 90 days. Nueces County Commissioner Brent Chesney says the newly reconstructed pier will give everyone a chance to enjoy the popular destination. Neighbors we ran into today tell us they can't wait.
Since I've been little, we've been coming down to the coast from the San Antonio area and fishing off Bob Hall Pier. That's one of our family things, and we love doing it.
More details about the reopening will be announced very soon. A big milestone for a group that offers some big help. Up next, we'll tell you why celebrations are in order for the Ronald McDonald House.
You're watching Chris 6, part of the Scripps News Group.
Well, today marks 36 years of service for the Ronald McDonald House in Corpus Christi. Chief Meteorologist Stephanie Lauber attended birthday party for Duke, their beloved chief cheer officer who brings smiles to children, last week on Friday. Now, this milestone comes as the organization prepares for a big change. The Ronald McDonald House is moving from its Bay Area location to make way for a new, larger facility. The 6-story expansion will double their capacity with a future expansion of 60 rooms, all to help more families stay close to their children. So that was last week. That was fun.
And we need like another birthday party for them for today, right?
Yes, exactly.
I loved when I was there because the kids love Duke. And Duke had some other Dougie friends there at the party, so it was a great time. And we're happy to see what 2026 brings for those families who are
hopefully a more bigger space for everything.
Exactly, exactly. Well, you know what else we could need? A little smile would be from the clouds. Tears of joy is what I think we'd get from it. Rain chances looking a little soggier here as we go through the next couple of days. Rain chances really looking good as we head from Friday night into Saturday, but I can't rule out quick little stray showers heading into tomorrow morning. So at least that would be a positive. I know my grass can use it. Yours probably does too, but we are going to be warming up hearts for Valentine's Day, a high of 83 degrees. I think that rain will be in the morning, so plans should be okay.
Alrighty, everybody. Well, thank you so much for watching Chris 6 News. At 5 o'clock, we will see you here in 30 minutes at 6 o'clock. Good night.
Bye.